This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching BehindTheGloves.com.
Um, I think Andre, he gave a great answer. Becoming a pay-per-view star is not something that you sprinkle dust on someone and it happens. It's something that happens over years, and it involves chemistry, and it involves the right opponents, and it involves a little bit of luck. And as he said, Floyd had a pretty good path to doing it. Andre's opponent path isn't, what I would say is as easy of a star build as Floyd's was. So you have to work with what's out there and with what's in front of you. We're going to put him into our engine at Rock Nation, which I think gives him an advantage over other fighters out there in terms of branding and marketing and exposure. And we'll take the fights as they come. And if they become pay-per-view fights, that's great. They become pay-per-view fights, and Andre makes a lot of money, and everybody's happy. But if he continues to fight on HBO and he makes a great living for himself, that's great too. I mean, no one's saying that the pinnacle of success in boxing is that you're a pay-per-view star. You can accomplish a lot without doing that. But obviously, look, it would be great icing on the cake for him if it were to happen.
And it's tough. Floyd Mayweather made it hard for us. Like, now it's Floyd or bust. And we have to enjoy what Floyd has done, because that may never be done again for a very long time. I mean, I got some posters in my gym, and I forgot that those fights were pay-per-view fights, like Jermaine Taylor, Hopkins, all of them, right? Tarver Hopkins. And it's like today, I don't even know if they would put those fights, like if me and Chad fought back then, that's a pay-per-view fight. If me and Kovalev fought then, that's a pay-per-view fight right now. It's just different. Floyd changed the landscape and changed the game, so we got to kind of play accordingly.
Andre, the landscape is totally different now, because if you look, I think it's a good time for you to come back. Your comeback is at a great time, because you think about it. Boxing is more exposed than ever. It's coming on just regular TV, just like regular sports used to, just like boxing used to. And high-profile guys, quote unquote, you saw what happened to Bronner tonight.
What happened?
He did it. He lost.
Well,
He lost?
He lost, right? So it doesn't mean that if you rule the internet, you rule the ring, and you are back as you're undefeated. So that's what's important. And going forward, we don't have the question who you're going to fight next. I heard you tell Golovkin's people it was no problem that you're available. As far as your career is concerned here in Oakland, do you see yourself fighting anywhere outside of Oakland to do these fights? Or?
I mean, if you think about it, I got 28 fights. I've only fought here 7 times. If you think about it, it's 21 times elsewhere. But I'm not going to apologize for fighting at home. Some guys fight exclusively at home and nobody says anything. But, so I'm trying to figure that out. That's easy math. I fought here 7 or 8 times and I got 28 fights. But I'm not going to turn this into a pity party or nothing, but I've always been held to a different standard. It's just what it is. This guy can fight this level of competition. Oh my God, he's the next. I'll fight a Paul Smith. What is he doing? Why is he fighting Paul Smith? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
so I got a dynamite team behind me. Antonio Leonard, Rock Nation, James Prince, Josh Dubin. I got my team is together. All I gotta worry about is fighting. They're gonna do their part. People are gonna write what they write. We're gonna be gracious to them. We're not gonna get caught up in the nonsense going back and forth. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. We're just gonna keep doing what we do, because when my time is up, I'm moving on to the next chapter of my life. Floyd is doing what he's doing, and we may never reach his pinnacle, but it's a lot of guys having great careers in between there, building legacies, making great livings, affecting people's lives, role models, getting out of bad situations, and boxing gave him a better life. So I know Floyd set the bar high. Just appreciate that. But, man, in between, that's a lot of good stuff going on. It's a lot. I mean, look at Broner and Sean. I mean, those guys, they risk a lot tonight putting that on the line. Same thing me and Chad Dawson did. Like, I just came off the Super 6. I could have parlayed that for a little bit, but I went and fought him, and he fought me, and you know what I'm saying? So it's great things happening in the sport, and I think we just need to look at that and appreciate it. Just appreciate it.
Andre.
You had a long layoff. How did your body feel in the early rounds?
I felt, I felt, my conditioning felt good. I wasn't even breathing. I was really surprised. I felt great. My team did a great job getting me in shape and getting me ready. But I know that it's another level that I can be at where I'm not thinking about anything. There's another level of sharpness, being crisp, and just flowing where I'm just doing stuff and didn't even think about it. And that comes from just consistency and getting in the ring. So I felt like I did good tonight, but I know I got better.
Andre, at the end of the 8th round, it seemed like you and Paul had exchanged some words. Would you mind telling us exactly what happened?
I don't know if we talked. I don't know if we exchanged words.
Some glances. That's
Yeah, we kind of had a standoff, and it's moments in a fight where it's a lot of little battles in the midst of the big battle, and nobody wants to give in. Nobody wants to show weakness. Nobody wants to. So he looked at me, and I'm looking at him like, "What you looking at?" And he didn't want to go back to his corner, and I wasn't going back to my corner, and the fans got excited. But it's nothing personal. It's two competitive guys. Adrenaline is pumping. We're in a fight, and we're getting it on, But at the end of the day, we can shake hands, and I'm happy this man gets to go home to his family, and I get to go home to mine. So it's just part of the sport. It's just part of it. Nothing personal. Just get the fans excited.
You definitely brought it in the 9th round.
Say it again?
It was definitely brought in the 9th round.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it spills over,
Yeah.
Hi, Andre. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have a two-part question. Who made the decision to have Steph Curry carry the belt into the ring? And the other question is I heard someone say it at the weigh-in yesterday, what does SOG stand for? So can you expound on that and talk about what your faith means?
I don't know who made the decision for Steph to come out. I think Steph talked to my friend Christopher here at the parade and said, I want to be at the fight and I want to walk, to the ring, and I appreciate that. SOG is simple. It's an acronym for Son of God. It speaks about my faith in God. Galatians 3:26 says, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically you are all sons of God through faith in Jesus Christ. So it's just my way of just representing my faith and sort of preaching without saying a word. I don't think, Terminator, Destroyer, or Killer would be a appropriate name for me. So I think SOG fits me, and I love it. And I think people like it too.
Also, if anyone has any questions for Paul.
Paul, anything you want to say?
No, it's just, again, I've said all week we've been really looked after. We've been made to feel welcome. Even the reception tonight, walking to the ring. But we've had a good time. Andre's a quality operator, and I knew that getting in there, and I knew I'd have some moments here and there, and it was my chance to try and capitalise on them. But he's quality. He's a quality fighter, the best have been in me, and he's proven tonight to me, which I already knew, why he's the best in the division. And hats off to him, full respect to him, and I wish him all the best for the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Any more questions?
Any questions? Paul, how would you rate Ward's power?
You're asking me what I'm sitting next to now. He's got no gloves on now. Listen, he can punch. There was times in the fight when I felt, it was really, it's not pure power, it's speed with it, and speed kills, and I have a good defence, and it helped me out tonight, because if I didn't have that, I would have walked onto some of them shots which are coming. But he's certainly no light puncher by any means. He's, as I said time and again, he's a quality operator.
Carl Froch said I punched like a feather duster, though. Somebody's not telling the truth.
explain a little bit about the weight struggle, about 4.5 pounds over?
I said to Andy, you know, it was a genuine mistake. And speaking of which, Carl Floch, I spoke to Carl about 2 weeks before we were coming out. We were working together for the media on a show in the UK. He said to me, be careful with water retention, because when you fly over there, you know, your body just doesn't release the water. And I thought, no, I'm okay. And it got me. You know, it was a genuine mistake. I told Andy that. I apologised to the team. I said time and again, you know, I am professional. I just got it really wrong that night, that day for the weigh-in, and it was a genuine mistake, my fault, and I held my hands up to it. And also, as well, I've been told to say as well, which I really do appreciate, Team Ward and Andy have made a very kind gesture to me about the fine, you know, which I've been fined. It's all sorted, and really appreciate it again, and thank you.
Questions?
I have a question for Paul. After you fought Andre Ward, what do you think, actually for Eddie as well, what do you think a fight between Carl Froch and Andre Ward would be like, the rematch?
I think it all, being a Brit and knowing Carl and knowing all about him, I think it all depends on him and if he wants to fight. You know, it's if he wants to come back and fight again. He's made a good bit of money fighting. He sold Wembley Stadium out, made a lot of money, and he's been winning everyone apart from Andy. So, you know, if I was in Carl's position, I would want to fight Andy again to try and avenge that loss, but it's an uphill task, you know. So it's down to Eddie and Carl. I don't know what Carl's frame of mind is or what he's going to do with his future.
Paul, at any point during the fight, did you think that you were going to be able, in your corner strategy, did you think you were going to be able to walk Andre Ward down? And just at one point you were pretty much following him, and the straight jab was going through, the right hand started going straight through your defense. Did you still think that you were going to be able to land that one punch?
You know, we said before this, every question I was asked was about his ring rust. It wasn't ever me saying he's going to be rusty, it was people saying, do you think he will? And I did, and I thought he'd need a few rounds to ease into a fight, or I thought he'd have a good first few 6 rounds, 5-6 rounds, and then maybe start to fade a little bit and I'd keep at it. But I just kept plugging away and just kept trying, but it just wasn't to be. You know, it's just one of them things. As I said time and again, he's a quality operator and he's hard to break down. That's why he's where he is.
Is there any reason why your corner didn't seek to make any type of adjustments during the fight? You had 9 rounds. And
we knew it was only going to be small moments in the fight. You know, we know that because of Andy, not because of me or because of anyone else, because of Andy Ward and how he fights. You name me one person that he's fought that's had a good night with him. You fight his fight, he beats you, and you know, that's Andy Ward. He drags you down to his fight. I'm not saying down, he may drag you up, but he drags you into his fight and he makes it his fight. And that's the thing where everyone seems to fall for when they fight him. That's why he's where he is.
Well, we thank you for coming across the pond. And
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Any final questions?
Andre had said before you came in that people will fight in and they get in the ring, and it's a little bit different from what they've seen on TV. Were you surprised by what was actually going on in the ring relative to your expectations?
In honesty, no, because I expected it. I know what he is, I know what he's got, and I've watched him time and again. You know, there's no denying it. You know, I do a similar job to what Andy does back home on TV for Sky Sports in the UK. I have to break fights down now, and you do learn a lot more when you're standing back and watching it. I know all about Andy Ward, so for me to get in there and be surprised with what he had, I'd have been very naive, and I wasn't. I knew what he had, and I knew I'd have some small moments, and I had to take them when I got them, but it just wasn't to be.
Questions from a small fan here, I'll take it.
How does it feel to be back after 18 months?
Feels good, man. Feels good, champ. It feels good. It's like David said, we don't have to talk about ring rust anymore. You know, we can talk about what's next. So I'm excited about that, and you know, I just want to take my hat off to Paul because you know, it's difficult to fight just in general, but it's difficult to come across the pond and come from, you know, another country to fight another guy in his backyard, and for any guy to be willing to do that, man, I just take my hat off to him, and he just deserves a lot of respect. And he didn't come in here to lay down. I knew that if we stopped him, we were gonna have to make him stop. You know, it was gonna have to be something drastic. It couldn't be just him getting hit a couple times. And he was throwing hard punches. He was trying to win. and I respect him for that. And sometimes, you know, a guy like Paul doesn't get credit because he didn't win, but the fact that he took this fight and came over here, it's not an easy thing in and of itself, and then getting in the ring and trying to win is a whole nother story. So just a lot of respect, bro. I appreciate you coming over, man, and thank you.
Oh yeah, Andre, you're trending right now on Twitter.
Man.
We said that. Dave
Yeah.
said it.
Hit it right now.
I love it.
Well, I guess get these guys out of here home to rest and eat and sleep, be with their families. We thank all of you for coming again, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this little icon right here, or else